you know, as we're approaching the holiday season, I had certain people in mind, right? And I was really thinking about those individuals that's going through a tough season in their life, a tough time in their life right now. We all have trials and tribulations and uphill battles to fight, all different type of obstacles that we have to get through in life. But I just want anybody that's going through like a time of struggle to realize and to know that these tough times are not gonna last forever. They're really not. I always used to think about this quote that I heard before, that God won't take you to what he can't take you through. Again, that quote is, God won't take you to what he can't take you through, right? Meaning that God may be taking you, he's taking you to these difficult challenges, these difficult times in your life. But he knows that you're going to be able to withstand this and rise above it, for sure. Man, I remember, we had some difficult times in my life growing up, man. I'm from Chicago, and as y'all know, and I remember, like I tell this in my, previous videos before, growing up in a single parent household for majority of my time, even though my father always been in my life from day one, him and my mom were not together for majority of my time living, right? But he was a great father, great provider, all of this, all of that. But we had our struggles throughout our life. It was times where I watched like my mama paying bills and all this and all of that, doing what she got to do. But, we got so much stuff we got to pay for at times, whether it's stuff for me or my sisters, stuff that my mom may need, stuff that the house may need, so on and so forth, that, hey, this heat might be off in this house, right? And, my mom, one time we was all sleeping in one room, me, my mom, and my two sisters, we all in one room in the house. We had multiple rooms in the house, but we was all sleeping in one room this time. And we were sleeping in this one room because we had this nice heater, electric heater, to keep us warm because we ain't had no heat during a harsh Chicago winter, right? It was so cold in the house. When we left out of that room, you could see our breath in the air when we spoke, right? It was so cold in the Chicago winter, right? We in this room, we got a heater in the room and a heater in the bathroom where we wash up and all of that, and a heater, in the room that we sleeping in. Mom's is boiling water for us to wash up and stay clean, and we washing up like we washing up in regular bath. Like we, got a big thing of water, we boiled or whatever. We, on the stove, and we washing up and all this and all of that. And all this time that we going through this, my mama, I never saw her, and I know she was in her mind probably contemplating, we having some struggles over here. But I still saw my mom remain steadfast in her faith. Like, for real. She was still going to work, doing her thing. She was still, instilling certain values in us, like, to be good people, to be right people, morally right. Her and my father was still embedding that in us, for us to be right people and upright folks, right? But, we going through these difficult times, and my mom always just kept pushing. She used us as her motivation to keep pushing and keep doing what she had to do. And I used to be in my mind as a kid, I'm watching my mom we spending money on some food we might need in the house versus there's heat in the house, and we cold outside of these rooms that we in, outside of the bathroom and the bedroom. It's cold as hell in this house. Colder, I'm talking about cold. When you see your breath in the house, that's how you know it's cold in the house. And my mom is just like, we gonna be all right, y'all. We gonna be okay. This is a difficult time for us right now, but we gonna be all right. And I just saw that and said, man, to see my mama like that, I knew that it was for real. God won't take you to what he can't take you through. Because eventually, after we went through that for a nice little time, that heat got cut back on. And we was okay. My mom was able to get the heat back on after she paid off some bills and did stuff we had to do to make our Christmas good and all of that. That heat got cut back on. And I'm like, man, this tough season, this tough times last for a season, but eventually it's gonna get better. And I saw my mama do that, and I was like, we went from that happening not having heat in a house and all this and all of that, to moving to a better place, a better house where, you know, we were able to keep the stuff on and stuff was much better. My mom was making a little bit more change and all this and all of that. Pops was making some more money. Everything, even though he wasn't in a household, and stuff started to turn around for us, right? And that let me know that whatever's gonna be for me, whatever's gonna be for you is gonna be for you. Even when you're going through tough times, just keep pushing. Just keep pushing, man. I looked at my mom and I'm like, you know, we ain't have a whole lot, but we had some good stuff, even though my mom didn't make a whole lot of, she didn't make a lot of money. We had some good stuff. My mama made sure we had good Christmases, good holidays, all of that. My mom and my dad made sure we had a great Christmases and great holidays and all of that. We had nice clothes to be wearing during Thanksgiving time. We had nice clothes to be wearing during Christmas. We had to go back to school. Made sure we had stuff that we wanted on Christmas and all of that, right? Some stuff, you know, but we still may have had some struggles and stuff. We was having some struggles for real. Growing up, not having a lot of money in Chicago and all of that. And I watched that happen. But my mama, you feel me? She stayed rich in her spirit. She stayed rich in her personality. She never let her financial status or the tough times determine who she really was as a person, as a mother. And I feel like because of that, because she stayed rich in her spirit and personality, prosperity eventually came to her. And so I know it's cliche. Nobody want to hear when they going through tough times. Just stay positive. That's cliche shit. And everybody like, that don't help nothing. But whatever you use it as your motivation, keep that in mind. And keep striving towards whatever you're trying to get. When I was in grad school, and I was in school all the way around, I was having struggles at certain times. I started getting frustrated at certain things. I was getting tired, sleepy a lot, trying to write these long, drawn-out papers. And I'm like, yo, I've been in school all my life. At this point, I'm a professional student. You know, I'm 23 years old in grad school, almost about to finish. I'm writing 50-page papers, 40-page papers, 25-page papers at minimum in these grad courses that I'm taking. And I'm exhausted. I'm like, yo, this is like, I'm burnt out from all this writing, all this paperwork, all these tests, all these different little projects we doing. It's just running me thin. But I thought about my daughter, right? I thought about my mom. And I thought about conditions that we came from. And how my mom was doing certain stuff. My mama was, you know, trying to keep the bills on, all this and all of that, and still going through class. She was helping us do homework, you know, cooking dinner, all of that stuff she was doing and juggling, and she made it work. Even when we were having tough times. So I thought about that to say, damn, like, I gotta do this. I gotta do this for my daughter, I didn't have my son at the time. You know, I want her to have a much better life than I did. Even though we had a very solid life, even though we didn't grow up with no money, but we still had a very, you know, my mom and my dad both made sure we had, like I said, good experiences and great childhood experiences. But I wanted her to have even better than what I did. For me to have money to be able to travel here and there when we needed to or we wanted to and all this and all of that, right? So I said, I got to get this degree so that these employers have to pay me a certain amount of money when I got this degree attached to my name. I got to do this. So even when I was going through them tough times, I'm like, yo, I'm getting burnt out. You know, professors asking for this, that, and the third. It's like certain things I feel like I was having bad luck at times. And I'm like, is it not in my favor to get this degree? And I'm like, nah, that ain't true. I can't even think like that. It is in my destiny for me to get this master's degree and get this master's degree by 24 years old, which is what I did. You know, but I kept my daughter in mind. I kept my mom in mind. I kept the struggles that we were going through in my mind and say, I'm gonna keep pushing through this. So I say that to say, man, for people going through a difficult time, keep pushing through. Keep pushing, keep trying your hardest. Whatever you good at, keep putting in an overtime and overdrive and whatever you good at. Like, I feel like I'm good at talking and speaking into the public and all of that. Like even when I was going through tough times, not too long ago, just kept working, kept making videos, kept doing whatever I had to do on the job, kept trying to get better at certain things here and there, kept trying to improve my craft. And I'm like, eventually, once I improve my craft, things gonna turn around. Things gonna change for me. and it started to change. You know, like I said, man, like whatever is for you is gonna be for you, for sure. And that moment of despair only gonna last for a certain amount of time. Like they always say, joy come in the morning, but eventually, like that means like the sun is not gonna be gloomy. The sky is not gonna be gloomy forever. Eventually, you know, you're gonna get what's coming to you and what's gonna be for you. Just keep at it, keep at it. Keep faith. You know, I think about all the things that me and my family went through. Went through some wild times. I remember one time, I'm not gonna even lie to you. My mom, at this point, my mom was married to my stepfather, right? My stepfather, he passed away. My mom's first husband. He was a pastor, right? And I remember, you know, my mom and him paying the bills. I'm in high school at the time. My mom and him paying the bills, doing what they got to do, keep everything in the house all together, all afloat, so on and so forth, right? They keeping everything together, and they get to a point where our money is low, like for real. Like money low, and like, you know, the bills and lights is on and all this and all of that, but we ain't got that much money in the household to really like pay for food to eat for real. Like we got a little something in the house to eat, some sandwiches here and there. Like we got, you know, peanut butter and jelly something. We ain't really got that much in the crib. I remember this vividly. I put my money that I had, and I was working at the church. So I'm making like 20 every week, every Sunday. So I put my money that I had, and I would spend it sometimes. So I'm making 20 every Sunday. So I put my money that I had with my sister's money, with the money that Pastor had, the money that my mom had left, right? We scraped up the change. Man, we went to the store, got ramen noodles, we got some Kool-Aid, we got some hot dogs, we got some sandwich meat, and man, we must have ate some noodles, some hot dogs and all that, drank some Kool-Aid, and I mean, we were sitting around the TV laughing, joking, playing, like ain't nothing happened. We continued on with our day. Now, I said it to say, like, we were struggling to have something to eat in the house. We scraped up all the stuff that we had to get some stuff for the week, for some hot dogs, some noodles, some lunch meat, a few bags of chips, and some Kool-Aid and all that. And we like, look, we ain't gonna trip. Yeah, we scraped all this together. We had to do this, but we made it work, y'all. So by the time mama, you know, I'm looking at my stepfather, when y'all payday come, we gonna be all right. We good. And my mama looking at us like, we all right, we good, it's survival, we gonna be okay. Man, we ate them hot dogs and Kool-Aid and noodles like it was a goddamn steak at one of them 5-star restaurants. Ate it just like that. And we was just like, man, we gonna be all right, man. We ain't tripping. It's gonna be okay. We struggling right now. Yeah, this was a hard time. We scraped this stuff up to get what we had to get. But we gonna eat this meal like it's damn lobster and steak and shrimp and all that. We gonna eat it just like that. And eventually we gonna be all right. And we knew we couldn't eat out and all that, yeah. Okay, you know, looking at me and my little sister and them, yeah, we ain't gonna be able to eat out every day. We ain't gonna be able to do that because we have to scrape stuff together to get this food we got in here. So we're gonna have to eat these noodles, these hot dogs, eat these chips. We're gonna have to eat these sandwiches, drink this Kool-Aid, and make it work and make it last and stretch. And it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But we gonna do that for the meantime. And after we get through this period, we gonna be back up again. And we gonna be all right, you know? So I say that, man, to say tough times ain't gonna last forever. You're gonna have moments where you're gonna be down, stuff ain't gonna be looking like it's working out for you, but it's gonna turn around. I promise it is. Like, I done been through them times, y'all, like, not really having that much in the crib to, like, eat like that, and then, you know, a blessing come through. A blessing come through somewhere. You're like, damn, like, when you need it the most, God, the Most High, God is gonna hear you and be like, okay, this person needs this. I'm about to send this blessing in their life. And for those who not spiritual, please get spiritual. Because there's no way that I would have made it, me and my family would have made it through the stuff that we made it through without God being real. It's like no way that the Most High doesn't exist. You know, if we wouldn't have made it through what we made it through if the Most High doesn't exist. You know, we wouldn't have. So, yeah, like, stay steadfast in your faith and your belief. Things gonna change. Stuff gonna look up for you. I promise it is. Cause eventually it turned around for my family. And we ain't rich. We ain't prosperous. We ain't up. We not at all. I'm still a broke YouTuber just making videos, just trying to make it out here. Trying to do what I gotta do to provide for my children, for my family. But, you know, we're far from where we used to be as a family. Me, my mom, my sisters, all of that, we far from where we used to be. For sure. We was living in like a project housing in Inglewood, Low Terrace at one point. You know, and to us, we made it feel like it was heaven on earth, even though we knew it wasn't. All of that, shoot, apartment had roaches in it and stuff, and we making it work. And eventually, we got up out of that apartment, moved to a much better apartment. After that, moved to a better apartment. After that, moved to a better one, and then end up moving to a house from there. And, you know, my mom kept chipping away at her goals. You know, my father kept knocking down doors for us to do certain things that we needed to do in order for us to live much more comfortable than what we did before, to have some type of comfortability in our life. I think that's the goal for everybody, to be comfortable at least. And sometimes, you know, we going through an uncomfortable period right now. And sometimes we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable for us to get to that moment of top tier comfortability. We got to get comfortable being uncomfortable and learn how to work through them uncomfortable moments and get through those kinks in order to get to that comfortability that we seek, for real. And I know I may be just talking like just, you know, to some people I may be rambling, but to some, you get what I'm saying. Going through the moments of uncomfortability, meaning for us, we in a room, all me, my sisters, and my mama sleeping in one room with the heater on, right? But it's uncomfortable for us to be in this situation. We going out in the hallway. It's cold outside. We got to go to the kitchen, wash off some dishes. We got to do it. It's a little cold in the house. It's cold in the house. But we got to do this to get this stuff done. Feel me? Washing our dishes with the little gloves on, the little dish gloves on, because it's cold in the crib. We getting these dishes washed, keeping the house in order, keeping it intact, even though it's cold. At times in the house, we might bring the heater to the kitchen at some point just to keep it warm in there while we doing some stuff. We ain't had that many heaters. We had like 2 heaters in the house. 2, maybe 3. Like maybe 3, I think. So, yeah, but we had it. It was a big, nice, spacious house. So it's cold as hell in the house, but we doing whatever we got to do. We uncomfortable right now, but we functioning in it for us to, and we acting as if we're functioning in it to create normalcy for us to one day get back to a certain type of comfortability. Like, we ain't going to complain about it. We're going to make this, all right, look, we're going to function within it. It's going to be okay. We're going to heat up this water on the stove. We're going to wash up with this hot water that we heating up on the stove. But we're going to be all right, you know? We're going to be okay. Then we heating up, not even on the stove, on a crock pot, for real. Not a crock pot, I'm sorry. On a hot plate. We warming up the water on a hot plate or putting it in the microwave for us to wash up and bathe with. In the sink, in the bathtub, whatever. We doing it, and we still smelling good, smelling clean, clothes washed, all of that. We still washed, and we looking good, smelling good, like you would think we sat in the shower for an hour. But we had to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And then eventually we did it with our mom. And eventually, you know what? We worked through that. Mom was able to pay certain stuff off, get her money back right, and get it back up to the point where we can get the heat cut back on. And she did that. But we had to be uncomfortable for a moment. So I'm here to say, man, them tough times ain't gonna last, y'all. Please. I know it's tough, holiday season. People have children, stuff they're trying to get. Please keep y'all head up high, man. I know it get rough. Sometimes people feel like, man, they can't do it anymore. Keep pushing. Use your children, whoever depends on you. Use whatever, your upbringing, your parents or grandparents, whatever you need as motivation to get to where you're trying to get to. Just stay steadfast in your faith. Because the Most High, God ain't going to forget about you. He won't take you to what he can't take you through. For real. And I know that personally. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace, y'all.